Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Sean Medlin. I'm here with Terri Cooper, Clinic Director, Occupational Therapist at Family Tree Therapies down the street. We're very excited to have you on today, an expert in all things development, sensory processing. Hello, welcome.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. We absolutely love your expertise and energy. And so to start off with today, we're going to be answering questions for the parents around the community about sensory processing. So to start that off, can we talk about what sensory processing is?
Sensory processing is a big topic that's out there. But basically, we have receptors, various parts of our body that go up to our nervous system. So sensory processing means how we're able to take in this sensory information. It can be a touch, it can be a movement of the head, it could be a sound, sight, and then how we're able to interpret that information. And for some of us, there are challenges within that. Certain things are super sensitive. One sense that we have that we oftentimes don't think about is our vestibular system, which is housed within our inner ear, responsible for that sense of movement and where our head is in position relative to the force of gravity. And then we also have our proprioceptive system, which is where our body is, and we know where our body is in space. So oftentimes when we have a sensory processing disorder or a challenge, it's within the tactile system, that vestibular system, our proprioceptive systems, and sometimes our auditory systems.
That's awesome. And so today, community, we're going to be talking about some of the myths.
Sure.
Some of the things out there where people just kind of assume this is a truth. And so some people think it's not real. What would you have to say to that opinion?
I would disagree with that opinion. I spent over 20 years of my career studying sensory processing and sensory integration, and I've watched research come out about this. There are standardized evaluations now that we can do to kind of help parents and families out there understand kind of what is typical. We all might have some sensory sensitivities. However, is it impeding in our function? And that's really what we're looking for. So I would say that sensory processing challenges absolutely are real, and it is our job as clinicians to help parents figure out kind of what to do with that and how much it is impacting function.
That is, yes, that's the big idea, is where the rubber meets the road, to find these deficiencies and be able to elevate our quality of life.
Yes, and I would say I have actually, in my career, have seen a swing in the opposite direction where now people are almost saying, oh, that's a sensory issue. And they're using it almost as an excuse for a behavior. So what we like to talk about is how it might be an explanation for a behavior and how we can kind of honor those systems and work in the moment with some top-down strategies while simultaneously working with the nervous system and reflexes and working and partnering with people like you to help from the bottom up. Because we do have to function in this community and in the world out there. So it's more of an explanation, not an excuse.
Oh, brilliantly said. Because once we get to that point, then we can move forward. It's not just something to fall back on, but something to work through.
Correct. I would agree. Yes.
Cool. So a lot of people say, so maybe it's just a misbehaving, a child misbehaving. Maybe that's all it is.
Sure, I could see how it could present itself as a behavior. However, we like to operate from the standpoint that all behavior is communication. So what is that behavior communicating to us? What is it communicating about that child's nervous system? What is it communicating maybe even about their interaction within the environment, within the relationship that they've got going in that moment?
Yep, because it's all different, just evidences, ways for them to show us exactly what's going on in their nervous system and their internal workings.
And then that's our job too as therapists, is to help parents understand, here's some strategies to help work with that behavior in the moment, work with what that child's trying to communicate, and then also here's some things to do when we are regulated, not demonstrating that behavior, to kind of help prevent that from happening as much.
Okay, so the next myth is all sensory disorder children have autism, because autism is so prevalent out there. What do you think about that?
I would think that I absolutely disagree. I think it's kind of like every fork is a piece of silverware, but not every piece of silverware is a fork. So I think that many of our children, almost all of our children who have autism, have some sensory issues, but not all of us who have sensory issues have autism. And so, I have some sensory issues, but I'm functional, right? I don't like certain light touches or sensations on my hands. I've got some vestibular sensitivities, but it's not interfering with my daily life. And I don't have an autism diagnosis. However, some people who have those same challenges that I have, they also have autism compounding them.
That is beautifully put. I've never actually heard the silverware analogy before, so I might deploy that one.
Use it, sure.
Yes. Us parents, we see things before anybody else. We're the people who, there might be a little something going on. And so we go get it checked out, and sometimes we might hear, let's wait and see. And so sometimes some providers think that is the best first approach. What is your opinion on the wait and see approach?
I would also say that I disagree with the wait and
Are we
see.
getting fiery, Terri?
People who know me know I have some passion, yes. I would disagree with the wait and see approach. At Family Tree, and I believe you guys here at Clear Connections also say, trust your parent gut.
Yes.
You know something is off, and if there is something that we can do to help in the moment, let's figure it out. Sometimes the providers who say, let's wait and see, they might not necessarily have the resources, the skills, the training, the tools to identify the things that say you guys here can or that we can at Family Tree. So when you feel something is off in your gut, I personally suggest seeking out someone who can help you and can help either validate those things through some standardized evaluations and techniques that you guys have here, as opposed to just waiting and see, because there's this critical window of time. Not saying that it's ever too late, right? We can make amazing adjustments ourselves as adults, but sometimes it's easier to prevent some of those compensatory motor body postural challenges, as well as some of those communication behavioral things.
Oh, beautifully said, because as development happens, so much neurologic connection is happening in the first 1 to 3 years of life.
Absolutely, yes.
That's fantastic. So this is a quick, just educational session for you parents out there in the community that think, hey, my mom and dad gut is going off. I have some questions. There's so many myths and so many perceptions around it. And so thank you so much for coming on, talking about it, and really breaking it down.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.